Hi, good day. I'm Abdul Rahman. Tsunami report: Malaysia was affected by the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami on 26 December 2004. Despite its proximity to the epicenter of the earthquake, Malaysia escaped the kind of damage that struck countries hundreds of miles further away. Since the epicenter was on the western coast of Sumatra, the island largely protected the country from the worst of tsunami. The country's worst affected areas were the northern coastal areas and outlying islands like Penang and Langkawi. The simple red flag warning system used by lifeguards on beaches in some resort areas in Penang was credited to reducing the number of fatalities. The number of deaths currently stands at 67, with 52 in Penang, 12 in Kedah, 2 in Perak, and 1 in Selangor. The deaths at Penang were reported to include many picnickers and children who were playing on open public beaches. No deaths were reported among foreign tourists. Houses in fishing villages along coastal area were damaged in Batu Ferringhi and Balik Pulau in Penang. Coastal area in Peninsular Malaysia, example 13 villages in Kuala Muda, Kedah and Kuala Triang in Langkawi Island were also affected. About a quarter of holiday vessels anchored in Rabak and Telaga Harbour in Langkawi were also damaged. The waves sent parked motorcycle crashing and cars washed with a mute and stretches along Gurney Drive in Georgetown, Penang. The biggest loss from a single family was when 5 of Zulkifli Muhammad Noor's 7 children were killed when the tsunami struck at Pasir Panjang Beach. Sinkholes which were reported in Kampar in Ipoh for 3 days running have been investigated and determined not be earthquake related. It was disaster for the people there on that day. The Prime Minister Datuk Seri Abdullah Ahmad Badi cut short his holiday in Spain after 5 days of the diplomatic trip to India and returned to Malaysia. He instructed to the government to cancel all New Year celebration and urged all parties, including the private sector, to hold prayers and remembrance services instead. The government also postponed the deportation of illegal immigrants and extended an amnesty so they may exit the country by 31 January 2005 instead of the 31 December 2004. It was announced that Malaysian ringgit 1,000 will be given to the family of victims, while Malaysian ringgit 2,100 will be paid to those who had sustained injuries from the tsunami. Displaced residents will be given Malaysian ringgit 200 to alleviate their hardship, Malaysian ringgit 2,000 to every house damaged, and Malaysian ringgit 5,000 for every destroyed house. Fishermen whose boats were lost would be given Malaysian ringgit 1,000 for smaller boats and Malaysian ringgit 3,000 for the larger boats. The report of the countries suffering major casualties and damage. In India, effect of India, 10,749 casualties were confirmed on 27 January 2008, most of them in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. There were 5,640 people missing, nearly all of them on the Andaman and Nicobar Island. In the meantime, the death toll was slashed down by 1,458 and the number of missing is 2,927 on the Andaman and Nicobar Island. Others effect on Indonesia. Indonesian Ministry of Health confirmed 131,028 deaths on June 18, 2005, mainly in the northern province Aceh of the island Sumatra. Some 33,000 people are missing. And then effect on Malaysia. Despite its proximity in the incident, Malaysia escaped the kind of damage that struck countries thousands of miles further away. Most of its western coast is shielded by Sumatra. The number of deaths currently stands at 68 and with 5 people missing. Effect of the Maldives. In the Maldives, 82 were killed and 26 reported missing and presumed dead. Effect on Myanmar. Independent made a report 90 people killed in Myanmar due to the tsunami. The official death toll is 61. Witnesses in Myanmar estimate up to 600 dead. Effect on Somalia. Villages and coastal community in Somalia. As far as 4,000 500 kilometers from the epicenter of the earthquake, were swept away and destroyed by the huge wave. 176 people were confirmed dead, 136 were missing, and more than 50,000 were displaced. Effect on Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka authority report that 31,229 confirmed dead and 4,093 people missing. Other authorities are speaking from 38,940 people combined dead and missing people. The south and the east coast were worst hit. Nearly 2,000 of the dead were on the Queen of the Sea Holiday train destroyed by the tsunami. 1.5 million were displaced from their homes, and many open on or separated from their families. An effect on Thailand, the Thai government report 5,395 confirmed dead, 8,457 injuries, and 2,817 missing on 20 June 2025. Damage was confined to the 6 southern provinces facing the Andaman Sea. The Thai government was keen to point out that the rest of the country was operating normally, and that even some resorts in the south had reopened. Thank you.